Investor here, car vlog style, everyone's favorite, but oh well. I might start doing this maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, if I can get, if there's content that people are interested in. So anyway, today's video will be about my long-term goals, because when I made a Instagram post about recommended videos, that was one of the responses. I would give a shout out, but unfortunately I forget who requested it. So they were asking what my long-term goals are. So I figured that's a good video for the vlog style, and on top of that I'll talk about what this channel is about, this YouTube channel. So let's get started. And before I even get started, I made a video the other day about, possibly getting laid off, which I took down for a couple of reasons. But long story short, I did not get laid off. I'm good, all good. I made it. Second round of layoffs since I've been in my company, so I made it. I survived again. And thank you for asking, whoever that was that commented the other day. And again, I forgot the name. Anyway, so what this YouTube channel is about. Obviously, the name is Broke Investor. Probably not the smartest name to use, because people are going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to be broke. People who are, somewhat intelligent and have a little sense of humor will click on it and will try, give it a chance, and I appreciate that. But basically, the point of the channel is really for new investors or broke investors. When I started this channel, I started investing and I had nothing at the time. So I was like, that's a perfect name, Broke Investor. So obviously the name is kind of legitimate, and speaks to what the channel's about. It's about investing without that much money. A lot of these channels nowadays are, people already, I'll say rich, not rich, but people talking about starting with 100,000, things like that. Something not in the reality of most people. I'm talking about investing $100, every paycheck or so. So this channel, it's about mainly dividend investing, because that's my strategy. It's about things that I know. I'm not going to talk about things that I'm not familiar with, or at least I'll try not to. So this channel is mainly about dividend investing. I also love to talk about 401ks and retirement plans. Actually, on Wednesday, another chalkboard video will come out, and I'll be talking about another topic which I've been getting into, and that's HSAs, Health Savings Account, which is a very important topic. Please tune in for that video. But anyway, this channel, it's basically about anything financial that I believe people should care about, such as 401ks, such as now HSAs, such as investing in stocks that pay dividends, things like that. So I am up for anything. So if people are interested in certain things, besides like option trading or day trading, throw me a comment below and let me know. So now, as far as my long-term goals, right now I'll just talk about the two strategies or the two main investments I have. And the first one is 401k. So the goal, the long-term strategy, obviously with the 401k, is to have it be enough money to live off of. Simple enough. So, and I'm currently investing 15% of my income. I'm putting that towards my 401k. My company does give a match. That match is 5%, and they also give an additional contribution since they had gotten rid of their pension. So they give about 9.5% total with the match and the contribution. So That on top of my 15%, it's about 24.5% of, my annual salary a year, which to me, that's what I'm leaving it at. That's enough. I'm gonna let that sit. That'll be the contribution. The 15% I'm putting in, it's all Roth, which is post-tax, which means I'm paying tax now, and I'm not paying tax later. So I'm paying tax on the 15% I'm putting in, and I don't have to pay tax when I take it out, which includes capital gains, dividends, etc. So if you have the Roth 401k option, do it. Go for it. Most have pre-tax. Obviously, that was the known at the start off. That's what I've known since I've had a 401k until a couple of years ago. Then they had the Roth. So if you have a Roth, go for it. So yeah, I do that, and it goes into index funds. So what index funds do I choose? Your 401k is going to have several options, maybe too many options. So you have to go through them. You have to look at every single option that they give and look at the inception to date track record, the 10-year track record, and see how it's performing and go from there. And obviously you want to pick the index funds that are paying the highest rate of return net of expenses. So it's pretty simple. It's all there. It just takes a lot of damn time, and I get it. Believe me, it's annoying, but it's worth it. It's your money. It's your retirement. So you should do that for one. The other thing is you want to be diversified. So you can't just pick the highest rate of return on one index fund and put it all in there. No, you have to look into the different index funds and see what sectors they're invested in. So if one is, heavy on Apple or tech in general, and another one is high in tech in general, but they're the two top performers, you shouldn't pick that, in my opinion at least. So I'd like to stay diversified across sectors in my 401k as well. I also do a small mix of bonds, about 10% bonds, because again, as you get closer to retirement, you want to increase the bonds and slowly decrease the stocks. You're always going to be invested in stocks even when you're retired, but a little less aggressive than when you're young. I also look at the international options. So not only do you want to be diversified across sector, but diversified across location. You don't want everything in the United States. So if they're given that option, why the hell not? Yeah, you're going to root for your own country, but still, it's better to be diversified as much as possible. That way, any downfall in the market really, wouldn't hurt you much if you're, heavily diversified everywhere. So yeah, that's my one strategy. Obviously, I'm heavy into the 401k. I'm putting 15% in whatever the company's giving me on top of that, and I plan on that being more than enough to use when I retire, for both myself and my wife. My wife also has a 401k, but that's not 50% yet. And I plan on honestly maybe using it at 55. They say you can. If you quit your job at 55 or older, you can use the money. I still need to look into that further, because people, but I believe it's an option. But if not, 62 or 59 and a half, sorry, that's when I'll be using it. Because I'm not working till 65. I'm not working till 62. I'm done. I'm retiring earlier. So yeah, that's the 401k option. My other long-term plan is to also retire off dividends. So I'm investing in dividend-paying stocks, and I'm holding those stocks forever and ever and ever. And the idea is I'm investing in stocks that not only will pay a dividend, but will increase their dividend and will be around forever, in my opinion. Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Apple, I think, will be around forever. I'm investing in stocks that are good companies. They're companies that will survive the market crashes, They'll survive recessions. They'll survive decades, and they'll continue to pay you a dividend, and not only pay you the dividend, but increase the dividend. So what I'm doing is I'm putting away a little money here and there each and every paycheck, and I'm investing in different individual dividend paying stocks, not ETFs, individual companies I'm investing in. Because again, these are companies that I choose to invest in because they pay a dividend and they're going to make it for the long term. So I take that dividend and I use Robinhood, so I don't have drip. It goes into the account balance. So then I use that dividend that's paid out along with the current new money being invested, and I take all those funds and I buy new stocks. And I do that every 2 weeks, every month, etc. And eventually, I'm hoping these dividends will be enough, if not to live on. I mean, the goal is to live off dividends, but if that doesn't happen, obviously it'll just be a second source of income, which is fine too. I know the 401k will be enough to live off of, but like I said, I don't want to work forever. I want to retire off dividends before. So right now I'm investing not that aggressively in dividend paying stocks because I have other priorities, such as bills, such as saving up an emergency fund, such as paying off remaining debt, things like that. So once I am debt free, minus the house, and I have my emergency fund, I will be a lot more aggressive, and I will be posting a lot more videos about dividend paying stocks. So long story short, my long-term goal is, again, I'm investing in stocks that pay dividends, and I'm holding these stocks forever until I die. So the goal is to live off the dividends being paid from these stocks one day, and also to live off the 401k. Simple enough, right? I have other, I also do Landa, which is crowdfunding. That's a small portion of it, what I do. So not that heavy into that. I'm slowly, gradually growing into that, but they're just a beginner platform. So I'm slowly diving into that with them as well. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. As you know, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just making videos for fun and entertainment, based on responses and reviews and things like that. So this is again one of many car vlogs that some people hate, some people are okay with. So I'd love to hear any recommendation of any topics, topics that you can just bullshit off of, topics that do not have to be visual. So please leave a comment below of any topics that you would like to recommend, and I'll try to make it happen. All right. If you're still around watching this video, I appreciate it. Thank you, Broke Investor, and I'm out. Time to go to work. Later.